Welcome to my channel. If having more success and living a happier, healthier, wealthier life is important to you, stay tuned. On this video, I'm going to share 5 things that you don't want to go cheap on so you can have a lot more success, health, and wealth in your life. It's a short video, but you want to watch it to the end. Everything's compact with really good information. So the first thing that I have on the list of the 5 things that you don't want to be cheap on or cut corners on, that is food. Our body is such an incredible mechanism. It has this great skin, which is your biggest organism in your whole body, which protects you from any external damage, any bacteria or things that are trying to get into your system. And it does a great job. But whatever you consume through your mouth goes directly into your system. And Hippocrates said it best. Let thy food be thy medicine, or thy medicine be thy food. And that's pretty much, your food can make you healthy or your food can make you sick. I know a lot of times it's easier to go and skimp out and you probably eat McDonald's, which, there's a lot of research on that. There's a lot of documentaries of people that actually have experimented with this and only eat McDonald's for 60 days. And yes, there's a lot of value in there. You can get a lot of food for under 10 bucks. They have like a $2 menu or $1 menu. I haven't eaten there in a while, but I know they have a lot of great deals. But that food is not really that good for you. I know good quality food usually costs a little bit more money, but at the same time, it will leave you a lot more energized, a lot more vibrant, and your body will digest it without as much waste left behind. So the first tip that I have here on things not to go cheap on is your food. The second thing that you don't want to be cheap on in your life and you want to invest as much as you can is your education. Warren Buffett said it best, the more you learn, the more you earn. And that is true if you look at everyone that's making top dollars in any field. And well, I shouldn't say everyone, but it pays more to have an education than not to have one. And not always necessarily meaning to have a college degree, even though that is great, it's phenomenal. If you can do it, by all means, go for it. But there's a lot of other self-educations. There's a lot of courses that can help you. I mean, you can always study people like Dean Graziosi, Anthony Robbins, people that are self-educated, like Henry Ford was another one, Benjamin Franklin. There's a lot of people that are self-educated and they value their education and it got them to greater heights. So the more you learn, the more you earn. Don't skip out on your education. The third thing that you do not want to go cheap on is your health. Your health is very important because you only have one body, you only have one soul. You're going to have a lot of garments, a lot of clothes, a lot of cars, a lot of friends, and a lot of relationships, but you will only have one of you in your life. If you don't take care of yourself and you allow yourself to become unhealthy, it might seem easier at first to be lazy, but in the long run, when you're older and you could barely move, it will be a lot more difficult. Taking care of your health, paying for good health insurance, getting better products that would keep your skin looking good, it's a great benefit. So do not skip out on your health. Your health is very important, so take care of it. The fourth thing on the list not to go cheap on is your home. Your home is your sanctuary. Your home is a place where you reset your mind, where you heal, and where you get comfort when you're able to let go from all the stress of life, especially if you live in a big city. So not going cheap on where you live, it's going to help you in the long run because we are influenced by our surroundings. Growing up, I grew up in a lot of rough neighborhoods, and that was mainly due because there was a lot of us and money was tight. And your surroundings have a huge impact on your upbringing, especially when you're a child, but even so as an adult. Now that I'm older, I've raised my budget to probably 2-3 times what most people would pay for where they live. But what it does, it actually builds your self-image. You're actually a lot more comfortable and you're able to achieve more by having a higher self-image. I mean, growing up in a rough neighborhood is definitely a lot cheaper, and I could cut my living expenses dramatically, but then your car's getting broken into, people are probably harassing you around the corner for money, and it gets a lot more uncomfortable getting outside your home when you're living in these rough areas. So my fourth advice that you don't want to go cheap on is your home. And finally, number 5 thing you don't want to go cheap on is your vehicle. You don't want to get stranded on the way to work. You don't want to drive nervous thinking if your car is going to get from point A to point B. So do whatever you can and raise your budget as much as you can to get a car that you're comfortable with. It'll definitely build your self-image when you walk out of it. You'll be able to walk comfortable, and it'll definitely help you overall be safer getting from point A to point B. Growing up, I always had a hard time having nice cars. So I raised my budget, and I was able to have nice cars in my 20s and up. Now, I always wanted a BMW when I was young. So for the last decade, I've been leasing BMWs, and honestly, they're really comfortable cars. They're great customer service at BMW, and there's a lot of great things I can say about BMW. But it definitely helped me elevate my comfort when I'm driving. It was a lot more safer. I've never had an issue on the road, but if I do, there's a button I can push where people can obviously come. And it's all by just raising your standards and just raising your budget of the vehicle you're going to drive. Leasing a car is a lot cheaper than you think nowadays, and by the end of 3 years, you want to buy it, you can always buy it. But if you don't want to buy it, you can always just return it and get another one, which is normally what I end up doing. Well, that's pretty much all that I have on the 5 things you don't want to go cheap on to live a happier, wealthier, healthier life. Your education is important. What you put inside your mouth is very important as well. Your health, your wealth, where you live, what you drive, all those things, work on them one step at a time, one day at a time to make better for the future. If you find any of this content useful, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and share with anyone that can potentially benefit from it. Have a wonderful day.